Hi guys, and welcome to the Football Cards and Stickers YouTube channel. Complete review of the Topps Match Attacks Scottish Premiership 2013/2014 trading card collection. Firstly, we're just going to take you through the merchandise and then we'll go through the collection. So as you see here, here's a flattened booster box. As you see there, each packet was £1 or €1.60, of course, as it's advertised on the booster box there, and it came with 24 packets within this booster box, and of course in each packet was 9 cards as it's illustrated there. Then of course in each booster box you had the retail sales poster, which I'm sure a lot of you guys see on the outside of newsagent store windows, and there it is, as you see, just showing the packs are £1 each, and who will make your squad. As you see, the cards are valued again in the top right hand corner and numbered in the middle. And in this collection, of course, we had legend cards there, which we'll be showing you. So that's the retail poster. Then of course here's the starter pack cover here, which costs £4.99 or the equivalent of €7.49, and you got a limited edition card inside, which again we'll be showing you, of course. Also within that starter pack came the binder there. Also came a collector wall chart, of course, with the information of what's new in the collection, of course, the legend cards, etc. How to play guide on the back, and then of course a little bit bigger than A3 in size. It's the checklist poster there, as you see. So that's a really nice little collectible. Also within the starter pack was a paper format play pitch. As you see, when you open on the outside, it's your half of the play pitch, and as you're playing your friends, you'd put those together and play the board game if you wish us to do so. And then of course there's the how to play guide, step by step on the front, and of course with the tournament rules. Within the booster box, of course, there was 3 different picture type packets, as you see here. There's the first type, and the second type, and the final third type there. And of course they're all retail packets there with information on the collection on the back there. 256 cards in the collection, and you'd pull a star player, club card or legend foil, 1 in every packet. And of course man of the matches were 1 in every 2 packets, and 100 clubs or 100 club legends were 1 in every 14.9 packets, as you see there. So let's now move on to the collection, of course, and within that starter pack you'd receive this collector binder with the covers. The inside of the front cover, of course, was the checklist, and the inside of the back cover was the finish of the checklist. We'll be taking you through that shortly. On the back of the binder, of course, was the swap and play tour information, specifically for Scottish collectors here. As you see, it was in Hampden Park on the 7th of April, and of course where you got to meet the mighty Dan Magnus. And let's take you through the checklist, of course, a little bit more there. There was for every team there was a star player and 2 man the match cards. Of course there's Aberdeen, Celtic, Dundee United, Hearts, Hibs, Inverness, Callies, Kilmarnock, Motherwell, and as we continue on we had Partick Thistle, Ross County, St Johnstone and St Mirren. Then we moved on to the 100 clubs, which we'll be showing you very shortly, in 100 club legends, and of course the main set of legends there. So let's have a look at the complete collection. So we started off with Aberdeen, as you see there, and each has 2 sides, and of course their man the match cards were Jamie Langfield and McGuinness. Then you moved on to the champions, Celtic, of course, when Neil Lennon was manager there, and there's of course the magnificent Fraser Forster, star player, and their manufacturers were Kyle and Chris Commons. who has always played decent when I've seen Celtic play live. Then of course you had the Dundee United cards there. Appears they're missed out their quality youngsters, and of course their man of the matches were Dylan and Shane Watson, or Keith Watson, sorry. Then you had Heart of Midlothian with their man of the matches Ryan Stevenson and Jamie Walker. Then we moved on to the High Bees, Hibernian, as you see there. And their man matches were McPake and Alex Harris. Then on to Inverness Callies in their blue strip there. As you see, their man the matches, Raven and Foran. Then we moved on to Kilmarnock, all nicely completed. As you see, with their man the matches, Tesla and Paul Heffernan. Then we move on to Motherwell, as you see there. There's their striker, John Sutton, of course, who looks exactly like Chris in that picture there. And their man the matches, Stephen Hamill and Vigurs, sorry. Then we moved on to Partick Thistle with their red and yellow striped kit. Man the matches, O'Donnell and Lawless. And then on to Ross County. Man the matches, Kovacic and Quinn, followed by St Johnstone with their man the matches, MacDonald and Nigel Hasselbank. Then we move on to St Mirren, who have Van Zanten and Paul McGowan as their man the matches. And then the 100 clubs, the mighty Fraser Forster 100 club, Danny Wilson, Niall McGuinn and James McFadden there. A lot of people who support the Premier League would know James McFadden is. Then we moved on to the legends. There's Willie Miller of Aberdeen, Neil Lennon of course, David Neri, who scored in the World Cup in 1982 against Brazil, Stephen Presley, Russell Latapi, Dennis Winus. There's Gary Holt. They used to call him Free Lungs at Carrow Road, Gary Holt, Davy Cooper and Alan Archibald. Then we have Mark McCulloch, Alan Mann, Frank McGarvey, Craig Gordon of course, Sunderland fans will know all about him, Alan McGregor, the current Hull keeper, Andy Gorham, fantastic keeper for Rangers, Danny McGrain, Maurice Malpaz, the fullback from Dundee United, and Nakamura of the Celts, Gordon Strachan, a real legend from Aberdeen, Paul Lambert, the current Villa manager as you see there, Frank Sazi of Hibernian, then there's Dalglish, John Hartson, a big-hearted player, Ali McCoist of course, the manager of Rangers now, he's a Rangers legend, Artur Boric, the Saints keeper there from when he was at Celtic, Van Bronckhorst, the magnificent midfielder Paul McStay. Then we have Petrov, Ronald De Boer, of course one of the De Boer twins, and then the best English player, Paul Gascoigne, there he is when he was at Rangers, John Robertson, and finally Chris Boyd. And then you had the legend 100 clubs, which was Jim Leighton of Aberdeen, Lorenzo Amoruso, the former Fiorentina defender there when he was at Rangers, Michael Laudrup's younger brother Brian Laudrup there, and finally of course the mighty, possibly the finest player ever to play in the SPL, Henrik Larsson. And then of course, as we mentioned earlier in the starter pack, there was only one limited edition, which was the enforcer in midfield for Celtic, Scott Brown. And that completed the collection. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this SPL Match Attacks 2013/14 trading card review. Don't forget to give this video a massive thumbs up, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys all in future videos. But until then, arrivederci.